It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set. Like 80. 50. Like 50. Check, 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 check. Win.
First carry for Darius Geis. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. From the gun, here's Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. He gets it to Brown. Complete. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Detroit. A.J. Brown, 83 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Joseph now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards in a Chicago first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space, and that'll bring up second down. Now Jackson to throw again. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position. Where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Looking to throw on second down. Newton off to Geis on the screen. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. They wound up getting nothing out of that second down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Newton. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Returnable for Grant. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Newton now to throw. This is caught by Antonio Brown. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? the better a route runner you...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Desmond Trufant with a sack. The corner blitz hits home.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third and long, it's Newton. Cam fighting, he lost the football, it's out. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now it's Jackson. That's complete to John Ross. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A gain there of 21 yards. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum, because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
He's got Fuller, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Will Fuller, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Point after, right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Geis. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Here we go. 180. Watch the slip.
On 1st and 10, Newton. This will be caught by Brown. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the draw, they go to Geis. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now Newton. Got a man. It's Brown. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Back to throw, Newton. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. He'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. On first down, this is Geis. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right. Everyone.
Here's Newton. The open man here, Renfro. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well. They weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of...
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Darius Geis, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Joseph now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive? And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Out of the gun, Geis. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
20. Great.
They'll run with Geis. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And this one is right down Broadway. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. And my goodness, another interception. Monte Nicholson picks it. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Going with Armstead, a first down carry. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Geis. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
The kick by Joseph is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A huge play there for Chicago. 44 yards. Trailing here in the 3rd, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing is Jackson. And Ingram holds it in. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the 1st. This quarterback now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but 1st and 10 here. Forced out to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety, being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
1-yard gains are trending. The same result on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 11-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Now it's Newton, able to find his running back, Geis. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Now a run with Geis, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the ground, it's Geis. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Lions on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. To throw is Newton. Off to Geis on the screen. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 28.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Bears' 26-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll hand it down to Geis. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Darius Geis with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Joseph on for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, and that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Jackson now. And this is going to be incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. This is Geis. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory. And as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 17-yard line.
To the set. 780. Watch the fly. Watch the fly. Watch the fly.
They'll try the air now with Newton. Man open left side is Brown. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and get it with Geis. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The kick by Joseph is good. And that lead will move from 20 up now to 23. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Let's go, at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
And the Bears first
Pick it
down.
up, defense. Let's go.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Come on. 59's mark, 59's mark.
They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
You ain't going nowhere.
On the handoff, it's Geis. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's third down and 13.
That's it. 180.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Lions, hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-6.